I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21-12671. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Hunt and Hill. Hunt Palmer, Jeremy Hill, holding down the middle of the day. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. It's Hunt and Hill. Now on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome in, Hunt and Hill on a football Friday. From the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio downtown in the capital city. I am Hunt Palmer, he is Hill, Jeremy Hill, Casey Gaines, and Taylor Sharp. Back there on the ones and twos. Opening hour on Friday brought to you by Angel Oak Homelands and our guy Ryan Ship. Mr. Hill, how we doing?
Sorry, Hester. Sorry, my boy T-Bob. Today the weekend begins. We get Arkansas tomorrow. Feeling great. It's Friday. My boy Hunt's drinking the Coke. It's not even feeling good today. Let's go.
You didn't watch that football game last night, did you?
I actually did, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Well, the NFC South stinks. We all knew it. You want to talk Saints for the first hour?
Oh, that's the 2 hours of Saints. Why not?
Probably not. Tigers and Hogs tomorrow. Brief hoops preview at the end of this hour. LSU and Arkansas State. We'll keep that to a couple of minutes. Of course, the top of hour number 2, our SEC gambling picks. We are both 30, 34, and 1. So we have both dipped below 500. We are dead even. Somebody's got to make something happen this week or we're in big trouble. Take it or leave it in hour number 2. And, of course, our final pick to end the show. Jeremy, I got to tell you, you've heard me all week. I'm a little nervous about this game. I'm nervous about the spot. I'm nervous about the fact that Arkansas has some good players. They have played a couple really solid games. I will tell you this. I watched the tape of the BYU game last night. Mm-hmm. It made me feel better. Now, Arkansas had some huge plays in that game, and they scored a ton of points, and KJ Jefferson looked pretty good, and they got Rocket Sanders going, and they made some plays. Their defense looked bad, and BYU was going up and down the field. And that's probably what it's going to take. Now, look, I've said for weeks now how confident I feel in Matt House. And I do. And so I should feel better about the game. But I think what I've boiled this down to is I'm nervous about the game, but finally I'm nervous about the game. I haven't been nervous about the game in 2 years. I haven't been nervous about the game since Clemson.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you come out in 20 and you lose the first game and nobody's there and you lose 2 weeks later. You lose to Missouri at that point. Well, we're cooked. Who cares? Nobody's at the games. We've lost 2 or whatever. Then you come out UCLA, lose. And all of a sudden you fire your coach a month into the season and you're just playing out the string. Maybe I'm less nervous and I forgot what this is all about. I forgot you're supposed to show up and win every week. I've been telling you for 8 weeks, like, hey, just show up and we'll see what we can do this week. Maybe we'll get it done. Maybe not. And even last week, when you put yourself in position to take control of the West, it's still Alabama, and I'm sitting there going, well, we're probably not going to win anyway. So, I mean, just a free swing at Bama. It's year 1. Let's go. And now all of a sudden, we've reached a point in the middle of November doing what we're supposed to do as an LSU football program, and I'm not handling it all that great. That's what it comes down to.
Look, it just makes me tip my cap to those great, like maybe Mississippi State football fans, those great Vanderbilt fans who just have to watch that for season after season after season.
Most fan bases, Purdue, Cal, Oregon State, whoever.
Yeah, you just know you have no shot of actually doing
A&M.
anything. Oh, yeah, yes. That's what we need to hear, yes, on this great Friday. But no, it's just a different time for us right now, and I think for everyone, that's kind of why you saw, like, people talking college football playoff right now. People are like, hey, if the SEC champ gets in, like, we're good to go. Like, let's go. Going to Atlanta. And it's just, when you watch the last 2 seasons, it's not been the case at all. And like we've kind of said, even preseason, like, all right, we're going to play Bama. We're going to lose. Like, it's okay. Mark the loss on the calendar. You go beat Bama, it just kind of changes the perplexity of everything. And I think for Tiger fans, it's been a very long time since you feel that way, which is why, we're kind of like a parrot with this, like 2019. Remember 2019? You guys remember what happened in 2019? And he just keeps saying that over and over because it just feels like it's going to be so hard to replicate that and do it again. But looking at the team right now with everything in front of them, like I say all the time, these are the games you have to win. If you want to be that program that isn't Mississippi State or isn't one of these other schools, these are the games that once you're supposed to win, go on the road, handle your business, win these games, and you can kind of continue to control your destiny.
So the narrative all week, outside of KJ Jefferson playing or not playing, has been trap game. Trap game, trap game, trap game, trap game, trap game. Coming off a huge emotional win at home, 2 straight huge emotional wins at home, going on the road. Stadium might not be full. It's hunting season. They just lost to Liberty. It's 35. Like, you know the whole story by now. It's old hat. But that's the story. And that narrative was brought up a few times in 2019 after huge wins over whether it be Florida or Auburn. Well, now you're going to Oxford, and they're not that great, so you're going to be able to handle that. No, well, is there going to be a trap game if Mississippi State? No. Here's the deal. And I would say this I used to come on the morning show during that season on Fridays, and I would say, there is no trap game when you snap the ball to Joe Burrow. When you snap it to 9, there is no trap game. 1, he's too good, and he's not going to allow his play to suffer. And 2, he's going to carry these guys with him if that's the last thing he does. So I believed that, and it was the case. Now, I don't want to lump Jaden Daniels in with Joe Burrow, but he's playing awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's one way I know to make sure that it's not a trap game, Jaden Daniels needs to come out and make plays. Don't turn the football over. Beware in the pocket. Tuck it and run when you got to get a first down. Make the plays down the field when inevitably your receivers come open. And you're talking about a guy who's the only quarterback in the FBS that has 600 rushing yards and 1,700 passing yards this season. He has been productive as anybody in the country, unless you start talking about teams that exclusively run the ball like Air Force or whatever, or teams that exclusively pass the ball like Mississippi State. Like, for what his team does, he's as productive as anybody in the country. That's where it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I think that's when you've seen this team take that leap over these past 3 weeks. It's been all led by JD5. And to me, it's just a totally different guy. And you hear him talking. Not many times you hear your quarterback for LSU tell the offensive coordinator, tell the head coach, you run this play, I'm going to end this game. And that game is against Bama. And that's just the confidence that he's playing with. He knows what's expected of him. He knows he can go out there and make plays. And you're seeing him just night and day from what we've seen earlier this season. So I think in a road environment where it's cold, you can make the excuses. We got to wake up at 5 in the morning. It's going to take your quarterback to go out there from that first drive, be locked in, be ready to go. You know he's not going to turn the ball over, and really just be who he is. He doesn't have to get outside of himself. He doesn't have to go out there and beat Joe Burrow, like you said. Just play the same brand of football you've been playing these past 3 weeks. And I think kind of looking at these BYU highlights like I'm looking at right now.
They went up and down the field. Big play, running play, quarterback pass. They ran a jet sweep. I mean, they were carving them. And so there's 2 elements to it. You got to execute what you're trying to do, and you also got to not turn the football over. And Jaden Daniels, number 2 in the country in pass attempts per interception ratio. The only guy who has attempted more passes with fewer picks is Caleb Williams out there at Southern Cal, who's thrown it 316 times and only has 1 interception on the year. Jaden Daniels, conversely, 286 passes with only 1 interception on the season. So, look, he's been sensational, and it feels like after a little bit of time, everything gelled. And honestly, I think if I'm going to have some fear about the game, which I've expressed all week, it's like, okay, but what about the first half against Auburn? What about the first half against Florida State? What about the lulls that this offense has gone through? And quite frankly, if you look at the last 5 weeks as opposed to the entirety of the season, it's far more likely that LSU just improved significantly and found a rhythm in Gainesville when they drove down the field and scored 6 straight touchdowns, and then came out against Ole Miss and after falling behind 17-0, really took it to Ole Miss and scored 42-3 over the next 45 points, and then was pretty good from the outset against a athletic and talented and well-coached Alabama team coming off a bye. Like, it's far more likely that they are what they've been the last 5 weeks than that they caught some kind of lightning in the bottle 3 different times. Like, they probably are an offense that understands its identity, that's offensive line's playing better, that's quarterback's in a rhythm, that has a lot of really good playmakers, and has decided what it wanted to do with the running back room. That's probably who they are, as opposed to the group that couldn't score any points in the first half against Florida State, Michigan, Mississippi State, or Auburn.
Yeah, no, and I think, especially to this point in the season, I'd much rather it be exactly how it is now. Whether you kind of go light, Florida State on fire, you have some success against Mississippi State, and then you kind of fall off the wagon. You can't figure out what you're doing. I think it's been the exact opposite with this team. As you can see, they figured out the offensive line, putting Emory in there. I think Miles Frazier has played a lot better playing that left guard, and to me, one of your best linemen hasn't even been playing since you've gotten hot. And so you got an offensive line with depth now, where if someone goes down, you can kind of slide a guy in there and play. And then obviously the play of Josh Williams, we know Emory's good for a big time play every game, and You mix that with the weapons on the outside and the way JD5's playing. It's kind of everything. If you really thought and looked at this team from the glass half full to start the season, you're starting to see all these weapons kind of come into play. And with the quarterback and the coordinator being on the same page, I just think this offense is playing night and day from how they started this season.
Very quietly, in my opinion, you may disagree, but in my opinion, very quietly, Kayshawn started to heat up. Over the last 3 games, 17 catches for 209 yards. It's not outrageous like some of the performances he's had, but he's made some third down catches. He hasn't had the drops we saw in September. It hasn't been loud. There's no 75-yard touchdowns. There's no one-handed catches in the back of the end zone. But he's quietly coming along a little bit, and you never know when he's good for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you just haven't seen. J.D. Foster spreading around. Mason Taylor's going to get some grabs. Malik's got to get some grabs. Ray's going to get some grabs. Going to flip it to the running back. He may score a touchdown. He's spreading the ball around. For Kayshawn, I know if there was a game where they decided to give him 15 targets, I know he'd like that box score up because that's just the talent he is. That type of talent just doesn't fall off the face of the earth unless you're injured or something. And you saw in that Bama game where you really had to have that third down conversion, especially on my boy Ricks. That was a big-time play. He went to Kayshawn, and I think that's something that coordinators still have to respect. Like, you're just not going to leave that guy on your third or fourth corner and say good luck out there with the future, first or second round pick. And so, yeah, I agree with you there. When this offense kind of took that leap in that Florida game, it was with Kayshawn kind of starting that 100-yard game, and this offense kind of, kept going since then.
We've talked about it enough. By now, people know the best players on Arkansas's team, and the best players they have on their team are, when healthy, KJ Jefferson, Rocket Sanders. Then you go to center with Stromberg, and they've made some plays with Hazelwood on the outside. But really, the best players on that team are the offensive front, KJ and Rocket Sanders. There are less factors on the defense. Drew Sanders has played great. He's gotten up the field. He's made some plays in the backfield. We know Dwight McLaughlin very well. Bumper Pool is the all-time leading tackler in Arkansas history. But I will say this. When LSU's offense is on the field against Arkansas, LSU's got the better unit on the field, and it's significant at this point. That doesn't mean that Drew Sanders won't get back there and get a strip sack. That doesn't mean Dwight won't, jump a route. But LSU 11 on 11 when their offense is on the field, LSU is significantly better. And so if I'm trying to will myself into some overconfidence at this point, which is a long way from where I've been all week, it's, hey, we should go out there and score 35 points in this game. That would go a long way towards trying to lock this West up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I don't think that'd be asinine to make that assessment. Anytime you score 45 against Florida, you go back and follow it up with another 45-point performance, score 32 on Alabama. This is just, to me, this Arkansas defense just isn't that to me. I think you do have McLaughlin on the outside.
Mississippi State cooked them. BYU cooked them. It's been done.
Yeah, and to me, Liberty went up 21-0 on this very team, and they could have had more in the second half. So I think we're in a good spot. I think you just, like we've kind of been worried about those things you have been worried about going into this game, cold environment, sleepy, waking up early. If you come out there and just play your brand of football for 60 minutes, this team will come out. I don't care if it's 1 point. I don't care if it's 20 points.
Nope.
Just get out of there with the W. That's all that matters. Anytime you're on the road in the SEC, we know what this rivalry's been. I don't care what the win total, the point total, over, under. I don't care about any of that. Go out there, win that game, control your destiny, and I'll be definitely with a big smile coming in here on Monday.
Tigers have won 3 straight in Fayetteville. They'll try to make it 4 tomorrow. We'll keep talking LSU and Arkansas when we come back. Opening hour on Friday brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans and our guy Ryan Shemp, former Tiger and Major Leaguer. Back with more on Hunt and Hill.
Hunt Palmer and Jeremy Hill. It's Hunt and Hill.
LWCC elevating and celebrating champions of Louisiana each and every day here on Hunt and Hill. All month long here in November, we're telling you about Molly Kimball.
Yeah, Molly Kimball is a registered dietitian, nutrition journalist, and founder of Ochsner Eat Fit. Created in 2013 as a resource for all things wellness, Eat Fit is a nonprofit initiative of Ochsner Health that works to make the healthy choice the easy choice through collaborative partnership with restaurants, markets, and other food service establishments.
In learning about Molly Kimball and Eat Fit this month, one of the things that I've enjoyed is she understands the unique cuisine here in Louisiana, our restaurants, and what makes us so special. She's not trying to just throw some broccoli and a chicken breast on the plate and go, all right, eat fit. She's working with restaurants all over the state, 500 of them, to create great dishes that are healthy in nature. And that's what makes what she's doing so special here. In addition to Eat Fit, she works to bridge the gap between the idea of wellness and real life through other ventures like her weekly podcast and her weekly TV segment on WGNO. Molly Kimball and Eat Fit. You sit down at a restaurant tonight, which I'm going to do, you're very likely going to see Eat Fit right there on the menu thanks to Molly Kimball, who is truly a champion of Louisiana. LWCC, celebrating champions of Louisiana right here on Hunt and Hill. LWCC is Louisiana loyal.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Enter now for a chance to win a catch and cook fishing experience from the Louisiana Charter Boat Association with me, Chef Jay Ducote, winner of Beat Bobby Flay. Register now at gocatch.com. That's GEAUX catch.com.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community. We are
the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Before we begin any electrical work here, we perform a home safety check that begins at your electrical panel to make sure that you and your family are safe. For all your upgrades, installations, and repairs, call Mr. Electric.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for a Football Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll preview LSU, Arkansas, Saints, Steelers. Phil Steele joins us, the Riot Radio Hours, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Talking LSU, Arkansas opening hour brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans. Looking to refinance your home or buy a new home? Ryan Schimpf and the crew over at Angel Oak Home Loans can help you out with that. AngelOakHomeLoans.com. I mentioned that LSU significantly has the edge when they've got the football. When Arkansas has the ball, they've got some ability. KJ Jefferson is a very solid SEC quarterback when he's healthy. I don't know if he's going to play or not tomorrow. I don't. If he does, you figure he can be about what he was last week, which was really good on the last two drives of the game where they went 80 yards twice, and really not on the rest of the game, and he couldn't really drive the ball down the field. It was fluttering a little bit, but he didn't make any terrible decisions. The one pick he threw was a ball that he usually hits on a deep ball, and it just couldn't get anything on it, floated it. But he's a physical runner. He makes pretty good decisions, and he makes their running game really tough to defend. They run a lot of zone reads with Rocket Sanders, and their offensive line is pretty good. And LSU has been a solid B against the run this year. They were really good against Florida State's running backs. Outside of one missed tackle, they were really good against Mississippi State when they tried to run it. They did a really solid job against Florida's running backs, other than the 88 and out the gate for the 81-yard touchdown for Anthony Richardson. They were good against Ole Miss's running backs. But Tennessee and Jahmyr Gibbs, to a degree, when they gave him the ball, ran the ball on LSU pretty good. So that's a concern. Even the most confident LSU fan has got to concede a little bit that Arkansas has a big veteran offensive line. I laid out the stats yesterday about how many snaps these guys have played, and their running back leads the conference in rushing. They have run for 200-plus yards 7 times this year. They can run the ball. If LSU takes that away, lights out. But if they can't, Arkansas gets rolling. It's tough to stop. It's tough to stop a ground game that gets going.
Yeah, and I think every time you're playing in an SEC game, you got to think, what they're thinking in that locker room. If they got going, what's going to be their best avenue to do that? So if you're playing Mississippi State, they're going to dink and dunk you, pass the ball, pass the life out of it. If you're playing this version of Arkansas, they're going to want to get that run game going. That's going to be a big part of what they do. They're going to want to get Rocket Sanders the ball. And if you're LSU and you think things aren't going your way, I think that's going to be a big part to do with that. So if I'm Arkansas, if I'm in that locker room, if I'm coaching that team, I'm going to attack this team on the edge. That's something that you've kind of seen, this defense give up. And if I'm LSU, then you're going to have a plan to, slow teams down from attacking that edge and running double pullers and getting to the outside and getting guys up to the second level. And that's kind of the things you kind of saw Tennessee take full advantage of and Gibbs really take advantage of, which I don't know why they stopped running that play and stopped giving the ball on the edge. But whatever reason, thank you, Billy O. Thank you, Nick Saban. Keep doing that. But, so if I'm LSU, you got to stop these guys because I really do trust the cornerbacks on the outside to match up with these receivers that they have. I think, if you're going against those 4-star, 5-star transfers from Alabama last week, Burton and Ja'Cory and all these guys, you can match up with those guys. I just think those guys are better. And I think, for this game particularly, you got to have to shut down KJ if he's playing. The backups definitely got to be involved in the read option game, so that's something you got to shut down. And if you force this team into third and long situations, Ojolari and Perkins, they're going to be a nightmare for these guys. If Liberty can get after them, I trust those two guys to be able to get after those guys.
For sure. And, we've talked about all these issues in the past. Jaquail Illinois is a great player. Mekhi Wingo's had an unbelievable season. Gay, Ojolari, those guys have been great. Baskerville leads the team in tackles. Perkins is second in tackles. LSU's got talent and ability up in the front seven. It's just if you let Sanders run it 28 times because they get the run game going in the first and second quarter, and then by the third and fourth quarter, you don't have the depth behind them. I mean, I don't know how many snaps you want Savion Jones getting out there and playing. Jacobian Guillory's going to play some, but what's behind them? I don't know. So it may be an issue where Arkansas tries to throw body blow, and then they come at you with the haymakers late because that's what the great running teams want to do. And certainly you can pick on LSU's depth if you have the ability to run it early in the game.
Yeah, I think that's the best scenario for Arkansas. I think the last thing you want to do is keep punting the ball to Jaden Daniels time and time again. Your offense really can't get going. You're going 3 and out. You're not really running any clock off their board. I just don't think this defense is stout enough to really slow LSU down time and time again, shut these receivers down on the outside, stop JD5 from getting his legs going, and really play a dominant brand of defense where, you're keeping LSU under 17 points. You're keeping them around 14 points. I just don't see that, especially if they can't get their run game going. So if I'm Arkansas and I'm in that building, we got to get the run game going. Like, that's first game basis. Like, we got to get Rocky going. If KJ's playing, whatever the quarterback's playing, get some quarterback run stuff in there and not really try to challenge these DBs deep down the field. And in the pass game, we've seen them turn the ball over with interceptions. We've seen them give up a bunch of sacks. I don't think that's kind of the brand of football they want to be playing, especially against a hot LSU team like they're playing right now.
Here's the deal. This is against everything in my entire nature, which is why I don't play football and had no interest in playing football. I stopped playing football purely because I didn't want to get hurt. That's why I stopped playing football in 8th grade. So this goes against everything in my nature, but comfortable, and you'll probably back me up on this. This is probably what you will coach. Guess what? If you run a read option and you put the ball in the running back's stomach, you're a runner.
Mm-hmm.
And if I've got the ability and you're going to play that read option game, and even if you hand it off, I'm hitting KJ Jefferson when he's out there. Sorry.
Yep.
You're out on the field. If you hand it off, we got to stay away. You get in the read option game and that zone read stuff, I got Ojulari coming off the edge, and he's his assignment at the quarterback. Boom. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're out here.
Yeah, no, definitely. You definitely got to – and that's kind of what we kind of saw with Tua. I said it going into that game. It's like you don't have a red vest. It's not practice. Like, they can hit you. Like, they can slam you on the ground. They can apply pressure to you. They can get after you a little bit. So I think for KJ, anytime, and it's no sorry anyone that's like has feelings or anything, shout out my boy Jeff, they're going to try to hurt him. Like, they're going to try to knock him out of the game. You want their quarterback out of the game, and that's what you've kind of seen teams do to JD5. They get annoyed, see him get into the second level, he slides down, and guys are trying to hit him in the head. Like, it's very annoying to deal with, and I've seen that more times than I would like to see this year. But for KJ, if he's up and ready to run, get after him. I think Perk, if he's on the edge, let him go after him. If you see Ojulari on the edge, let him go after him, and really kind of continue to put that pressure on. We saw it against Jackson Dart. He had some big 100-yard games this year. Not against LSU. Like, you take those hits and you keep getting hit, dropping back to pass. When you run it, it's like, I don't know about this again. So let me probably get down or probably, give up myself, way before I can even try to challenge for a first down. So I think I agree with you there. You got to hit KJ when you get the opportunities.
And if they go with Malik Hornsby, the backup, we've talked about him a little bit this week, but just another thumbnail on him. He had 2 huge plays in the Mississippi State game, hit some shots down the field. That's kind of what they're going to do with him if he's out there. They're going to do a lot of read option. They're going to get him on the edge a lot. He's very fast. He's not going to sit in the pocket and go to work on slants and out routes and route combinations and reading the defense. That's not why he's out there. He's really fast, and if he breaks contain, he will take shots down the field and see if his wide receivers can go up one-on-one and make a play. And he made a really good throw in the Mississippi State game, but he also threw 2 awful interceptions and missed a couple of reads. He completed like 40% of his throws. So he's far from a polished athlete. He can hurt you, though, because he can run all over the place, and then when he breaks contain, just like we saw Robbie Ashford in Auburn, he'll chuck it up there, and that's kind of what it's going to look like. It's going to be a heavy run if he's in there, but when he breaks out there, you got to cover and stay on your guys. And surely because LSU's been burned on it a few times, Bryce Young finally got loose and did it, but obviously Ashford did it a couple times as well. That's got to have been coached at this point. Stay to your man.
Yeah, 100%. And you see this defense run a lot of man-to-man coverage, and you've seen JD5 do the same exact thing. When you're in man, you get to that second level, there's going to be no one left because guys are plastered to their man, and they know that. That's why you see guys kind of get off like, okay, we got to go tackle the quarterback. It's like it's a situation where, you're kind of messed up if you do, you messed up if you don't. But I think that's where you got to have the defensive line staying disciplined in their rushing, especially 2 quarterbacks who I think can – get after you with using their legs. Probably not KJ to the level we've kind of seen early on this season, but I think both of those guys can get after you if you don't really stay in your rush lanes and kind of put your DBs in harm's way where they have to make a decision. Do I run 40 yards on the field with this receiver, or do I peel off and try to go make a play? So I think the best way to stop that is let's let the D-line get after the passer.
Your schedule tomorrow for your football Saturday, starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. Charles Handegriff and Matt Musso will have Eagle 98.1 game day from Rouse's on Burbank. They will be there 7 o'clock in the morning. So if you're going to get your gumbo supplies or your house party stuff, head on by the Rouse's Burbank and Lee. Charles Handegriff and Matt Musso will be there broadcasting on Eagle 98.1 game day. They'll hand things off to me with the LSU Sports Radio Network at 9 o'clock, 2 hours before kickoff. Myself, Brandon Taylor, Marlon Favorite will be with you for 90 minutes. We'll toss things up to Chris Blair and the broadcast team up in Fayetteville at 10:30, and then they'll have the call of the game 30 minutes after it goes final. We'll have the Fighting Tiger postgame report on the LSU Sports Radio Network. We'll be going for an hour, and then 90 minutes after the game goes final from right here in this studio, you'll have Jeremy Hill and Charles Handegriff on Eagle 98.1 Game Day's postgame show for 3 hours, watching some football and taking your phone calls. So we'll start up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we'll run you through probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. So a full day of coverage here under the Guarantee Broadcasting roof. We'll come back, go through our NFL tiers next on a Football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill.
Hold down the middle of the day. This is Hunt and Hill.
Got to start thinking about Christmas presents. One that might make a lot of sense. One bath and closets. Get a new closet for someone in your life, new bathroom renovation. You don't have to be a Christmas present either. Just need a new closet or new bathroom space. David Duvall and the crew have been in business for 3 decades, redesigning and remodeling bathrooms and closets. On the bathroom side of things, look, the tub to shower conversions are fantastic. They'll take that tub that's sitting there in your bathroom. You don't ever use it. You don't ever take a shower. Don't ever take a bath. Hopefully you take a shower or a bath. If you don't ever take a bath, you want a gorgeous walk-in shower, they can do that for you at One Bath and Closets. And on the closet side of things, they start your process with a questionnaire, see what you have, what you need. They'll put a custom solution together for you. And you tell them that Hunt and Hill sent you to One Bath and Closets, 30% off of your job. Certainly not an insignificant amount of money right there. Go to onebathandclosets.com. They've got a bunch of testimonials, as you can see Taylor putting up on the screen right there. They do awesome work here inside Baton Rouge. Go to onebathandclosets.com, contact David Duvall and the crew, and they will get you moving in the right direction. One Bath and Closets at onebathandclosets.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate.
Jimmy on 10 a.m. to noon every Sunday for Magnolia Bluffs Football Sunday. We recap LSU and college football in the first hour, Rohan Davey, and then preview the NFL with punch of picks from 7 different contributing handicappers. That's Magnolia Bluffs Football Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon, right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Shout out to our guy Ryan Schimpf, former Tiger star, College World Series champion, and major leaguer. Now with Angel Oak Home Loans, they bring you the opening hour each and every Friday. If you're looking to buy a new home, looking to refinance your current home, you're having a little bit of trouble. Maybe you're having trouble getting approved. If you're self-employed, maybe an investor, having trouble getting approved for a loan, Angel Oak's got some really creative solutions for you. Let's go to angeloakhomeloans.com or go to ryanschimpf.com and contact our guy Ryan, who brings you the lunch hour each and every Friday. He will get you all set up over there at Angel Oak Home Loans. angeloakhomeloans.com. Time for our NFL tiers. You know the drill by now. Tier 4 stinks. Tier 1 must-see-CV. Must-see-CV. That ain't it. Must-see TV. Buys this week. Bengals are on a bye. Patriots, Jets, and Ravens, all AFC, on a bye this week. We'll start in Tier 4. Not good football. NFC North, not good football. Lions at the Bears. The Lions have allowed the third most quarterback rush yards this year. That's not great because Justin Fields just set the record. The Bears are second in the NFL in yards per carry, which surprised me. So I would imagine the Bears are going to put the ball on the ground a lot coming up on Sunday.
They definitely are. And Fields is he's getting better, man. So Chicago fans, not all doomy and gloomy, man. Fields is kind of figuring it out.
I saw a meme this week on Twitter. It was Lambeau Field, and there was a gravestone, and it said, like, September 3rd, 1993 to November 7th, 2022. The Packers having a better quarterback than the Bears. So Bears fans think they got a better quarterback than the Packers now.
Oh, man, look, I don't know if I'm going there, but I'll tell you what, Fields has been playing a lot better, so this is another opportunity for him to continue to stay on the path he has and try to get a win because it's the Lions. They're biting kneecaps, so you better be able to beat them.
I thought this would be a great football game back in August. It's not. The Colts are at the Raiders. The Colts have already fired their coach. They got their quarterback on the bench. They're scoring 14 points per game, worst in the league. Look, no Hunter Renfrow for the Raiders, no Darren Waller for the Raiders. They're on IR. 40.5's the over-under. Who's going to score? Give me the under.
Yeah. In the name of the great Mr. Texas is back, I need the Longhorns to win a game.
Ellinger.
I don't need either one. I don't care what happens in this game. So, yeah, we'll see.
That's Tier 4 for you. We're done. Tier 3, Broncos are at the Titans. The Titans wide receivers didn't have a catch last week, which seems almost impossible to me. The Broncos also have the best pass defense in the NFL statistically, so could be a tough sledding for whoever the Titans want to put back there at quarterback.
Yeah, they complete like 3 passes or something.
None to a wide receiver.
Yeah, like I think he was under 5 complete passes in that game, but it's tough, man. You got the Liberty, they lost to Liberty, guys. Arkansas lost to the Liberty quarterback. But yeah, they're gonna have to get Henry going. They don't have any chance. They went on a nice streak there until you ran into a real team. So for the Titans, got to turn around because they're really not that far out of having a first round bye and first seed. So if you start getting back to the winning ways, you got a terrible conference or division that you're in. Got to win this one.
Tier 3, Jaguars are at the Chiefs. The Chiefs have the worst run-stop rate in the NFL. Don't ask me what that is, but they have the worst one. And then Travis Etienne has gone for 100 yards and a touchdown in 3 straight games. So see if the Jags can run at an Arrowhead.
Upset? No upset. I'm not picking Trevor Lawrence and the Jags to go in the Arrowhead. This is a spot where, could be sleepy for the Chiefs, who just had 68 pass attempts last week. But I think it won't matter. Mahomes will find a way to win.
Browns are at the Dolphins. The Browns have not allowed a 100-yard receiver in a month. Here comes Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Those guys just about fall out of bed and get a 100-yard game. So we'll see if the Dolphins can hold their own in their home stadium against the Browns.
Yeah, that's Tua's been playing well, man, and I was really, really worried about him. Obviously, I think everyone kind of remember that, but it seems like he's kind of shook all those cobwebs off, and he got Tyreek already over 1,100 yards, which is just no telling where he's going to end up, and Waddle's not too far behind him. He has 2 guys. I kind of guess they're trying to replicate what he had at Bama, a bunch of 5-star guys who run 4.3 and kind of see where you lay after that. But he's been using his weapons to a high clip, so I like the Dolphins in that matchup.
Saquon's going to hop out of bed on Sunday. The Texans allow the most yards per game rushing in the league. They're coming up to New York to play the Giants. I think the Giants are going to run the football a little bit on those Texans.
Oh, yeah, they definitely are going to run the football on them because they're playing teams like the Texans. I said I still need about 4, maybe 5 more weeks to see kind of how this all plays out. But they've been beating the bad teams, which you have to do. Can't control who's in front of you every Sunday, and they've been winning a lot more games than advertised. I think they get another win this Sunday.
If Aaron Rodgers has the title to the Chicago Bears in his desk, Sean McVay's got the Cardinals as well, 10-1. The Rams host the Cardinals. This is not supposed to be a Tier 3 game, but at this point, it is.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of memes on the cards this past week. It's like Kyler playing video games, got Hopkins like yelling at him.
I forgot about his study habits. That's old news now.
Yeah, it's a bad matchup for him. So I think for the Rams, who've really kind of tailed off, this is their season right now. Like, you lose this one, you're going to be way behind the Seahawks, who you already lost against, and this Cardinals team, who isn't very good, who I think won't have the same head coach by the end of the season. If you're McVay, you got to continue to own the cards and try to win this game.
Tier 2, here's the good stuff. Got 3 in Tier 2. The Seahawks are at the Bucks. Look, the South is awful.
Germany, I think.
Oh, yeah, it is in Germany. Munich game, sorry. It says at Bucks on my notes here. No, it's in Munich. Seattle's won 4 straight games. Look, Seattle, if they win, they cash their season over, and the Bucks season under cashes. So there's maybe some bettors looking at both sides of this one.
Yeah, no, it is. And I think for my boy Pete Carroll, he's bumping his chest, bumping his gums. I found Geno. See, I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, but
I'd rather go to Geno's down on college than have Geno Smith as my quarterback.
Oh man, get some Italian. But I kind of like the Seahawks in this game, and I think the Bucks are actually favored. So you're getting 3 points here, but I don't know. Something about this Bucks team is just really weird. I still think they'll win the NFC South, which isn't saying much, but I got the Seahawks edging them in this one.
I learned something this morning that does not bode well for Mr. Rodgers. David Bakhtiari, questionable. Elkton Jenkins, questionable. That's the 2 best offensive linemen he's got, and the Cowboys are coming to town. So pray for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 7 picks this year, his most in a season since 2016.
Is there like an over-under to bet rush attempts? Because I think the Packers may have 50 rush attempts in this game. Because if they drop back 10 times, there may be 8 sacks when they're about to go against. It's just a shame. I've got to give the Cowboys some love right now, I guess. Like, we got to give them some love. This is the best matchup they could have asked for in the entire NFL. You get to kind of get a little payback on Mr. Rodgers. You get to kind of drop them back. Don't have to worry about them in the playoffs, because I would just pick the Packers in the playoffs against the Cowboys. Just sorry to tell you. But also, too, they have one of the worst O-lines when two of their best tackles are out. So it's just a matchup nightmare for the Packers.
Game probably shouldn't have been in Tier 2, but 2 big brands, and I think the matchup's interesting, so we put it there. And then another Tier 2 game here. The Chargers are at the 49ers. Sunday Night Football, the under is 7-1 so far. The Chargers give up 5.7 yards per carry. Christian McCaffrey's getting cooking a little bit there in San Francisco, so I like the Niners in this one.
I do too. I think that Chargers team is just too beat up. They kind of got that same injury bug that Saints got. I guess it made its way to the West Coast because all of their star players are either out for the season or out for a significant amount of time. The Niners are getting Debo back this week, and you got Debo, Kittle, and my boy McCaffrey. That's a big 3 if I've ever seen one, even if my boy Jimmy Gags is kind of throwing
with
the
that play caller, too.
Yeah, so they got one of the best offensive linemen in football in Trent Williams. I just think they're going to find a way to run the ball down their throat, and I don't know. It's going to have to be the Eckler, Justin Herbert show for them to have a chance, because the receivers on the outside, they're not going to be there. So, yeah, I got the Niners kind of running down their throat and find a way to win.
You think the Niners are interested in a Williams for Williams Bengals trade? Trent for Jonah?
No.
I'm just asking.
Maybe
Can we pick up the phone and make a call?
They'll do a bobblehead trade. That's probably the only thing they probably get done.
All right. Tier 1, the best game of the weekend, in my opinion. And there's a little shine off of it, but it may make it a little bit more interesting. The Vikings are at the Bills. The Bills have won 7 straight at home, all by double figures. Of course, Josh Allen, an integral part of all of that, and he's doubtful to play in this game. The Vikings have won 6 straight one-score games. Look, Josh Allen accounts for 82% of the Bills' offense. That is the most in the NFL. If they do not have him, that is a problem.
Yeah, and sorry, Eagles fans, but that great Stephon Diggs trade that the Vikes pulled off brought back Jets. So you got the Jets versus Diggs. Who'll win that match? I'm taking Jets all day long. But, yeah, I think for me it's going to be Josh Allen. Like, it's looking like he's probably not going to play, and with that happening, I think you have to kind of favor the Vikings. That team is, their run game is Josh, their pass game is Josh. He has to pretty much do everything for them. And
they really don't run the ball that well. There are too many quarterbacks in the NFL that are really good that there's no running game with them. Tom Brady has no running game. Yep. Like, you got to run the ball. I mean, Matt Stafford has no running game. Yep. You can't win like that.
Yeah, that's why you saw them lose to the Jets last week. They tried to make a trade for a back and see kind of where that would get them, but at this point in the season. You're not getting Kamara, you're not getting Derrick King, you're not getting Nick Chubb. Those guys, you're just not getting those guys added to your roster. I know McCaffrey made his way to the Niners, but the Panthers, they're tanking. They're tanking for C.J. Stroud. So it's a different conversation. But I think for the Bills, you're going to have to this week. I don't know if they trust Case Keenum to drop back time and time again. I saw him at practice trying to hurdle people and stuff. Like, relax, buddy. You're not Josh. Like, relax a little bit here. So give me Kirk. And I want to see Kirk with the shirt off with the chains on again. I think that'll be a good look for social media. So, yeah, give me Jets. Give me the Vikes.
Those are your NFL tiers. We'll come back and close out hour number 1 of Football Friday, brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge with Hunt and Hill.
Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with promo code 1045 ESPN.
You heard it. That's the promo code 1045 ESPN. Line for LSU staying right there at 3.5. The Tigers are favored. Over-under is 61.5. You want the Hogs on the money line? You're trying to buy a win? Coming back plus 146. FanDuel's got all your favorite bets. Money line, point spreads, player props. You get your winnings paid fast when you win, and it's all an app that's safe, secure, super easy to use. So sign up today with that promo code 1045 ESPN for your no-sweat first bet. That's promo code 1045 ESPN. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and present in Louisiana. First online real money wager. Only refund issues. Non-withdrawable free bet that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-770-STOP.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care. The right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them. The right card, the right care.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the...
On Mondays, OTB.
Are the Tigers your SEC West champs? We'll break it all down. Plus, did the Saints manage to keep their season alive against the Steelers? And a brand new Weekend Winners. Off the bench, 7 to 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
$15,000 is good, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's a nice chunk of change right there.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Citizens Bank and Trust are in the spirit to rock your holidays with $15,000 cash. It's our 15K holidays. Head to 1045ESPN.com and register to win a $15,000 national cash prize or $1,500 in a local cash prize. The 15K holidays is powered by Citizens Bank and Trust and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Wrapping up hour number 1, brought to you by Angel Oak Home Loans. Tigers back on the hardwood tomorrow. It's the battle for Brady. John Brady will be on the call on the radio, but he also was the head coach here at LSU and was at Arkansas State. And the Wolves come into the PMAC 5 o'clock tip-off, so it'll be after LSU is done with some football. Head on over to the PMAC. Not a ton to look at here. Arkansas State's 1-0. They beat something called Harding earlier this week, 86-55. They went on a 36-7 run to open the second half. They've only got one returning starter on this team. They really only have one post player, Omar El Sheikh, who is from Egypt. They do have a 7'2" guy from Morocco, but my thoughts are if you're 7'2" and you come off the bench at Arkansas State, you're probably not great. Just a guess. So it's a small team. And a team that's going to be grossly out-talented by LSU. For me, a couple things to look for, and I'll get your comments on them. Kansas City ran zone the entire game. I'd like to see Arkansas State play some man, see what LSU does offensively against a man. That'd be nice to see. I'd like them to stay in front of their guys on defense. Too many guys getting blown by on Wednesday night, in my opinion. And look, I'd like to see Tyrell Ward. I don't know what the deal is. Matt McMahon was pretty coy. Well, he just didn't answer really on Wednesday about why he didn't play, but I'd certainly like him to start playing.
Yeah, no, I think if you had Dikembe Mutombo sitting in the paint for this team, yeah, I guess I got to go to the goal all game. But that's kind of what Coach McMahon wants. He wants to stop the three-point line. If you watch that tape, guys are body to body on everyone on the perimeter. If you've ever played basketball, someone's that close, what are you going to do? You're not going to keep bagging up. You're going to try to blow by them. And when you're playing that close, then you're out of position. Then now you're fouls. Now they're shooting 27 free throws in a game. And so I think you got to really cut back, maybe bag off just one step. Not saying just sag off and treat them like Ben Simmons, but give these guys a little space to kind of cut people off and make them pass the ball. And I think you'll see a huge jump in the defense, especially against a team like this. And I agree with you. Like, let's see, what the 5-star is all about. You never know what you're going to get. Got to trot him out there and kind of see what he does. And if it's not what you think, I'm sure there's a reason why he's not playing. Maybe it's, it's got a little more developing to do, but it's Arkansas State. So let's kind of see what the kid has.
I think if Arkansas State does play some man, which I expect they will, very few teams sit in zone for an entire game like Kansas City did, I think KJ Williams will get involved a little bit more. It's just tough to get the big man involved when they're playing that zone. It was a lot of perimeter stuff. It was Juice Hill. It was Imwani, Adam Miller, hit some early shots, and that's what you got to do to kind of loosen up a zone before you start attacking it and get into the middle. So if there is some man-to-man, I'd like to see what they do. And I like watching Juice Hill play. That was the first takeaway I gave you after the game on Wednesday on Thursday's show. Like, they've got a guy who's going to be able to control the tempo. He's going to know when to go. He's going to know when to stop. He's going to know how to handle the zone. He knows when to be patient. And that's a really big thing. So I don't expect LSU to have a ton of trouble with Arkansas State. But then again, this is an LSU team that didn't play very well on Wednesday. So you hope that they clean some things up in the game and are able to run away from Arkansas State. There are going to be some bumps. They're in November and December against some of these teams you never heard of. LSU, well, you've probably heard of Arkansas State and UNO and some of these teams, but against these lesser teams, they're gonna lose one or two of these games. I think. I mean, I'd be surprised if they blitzed everybody in the non-conference and won. They're learning on the way. They've got enough functional players with some experience that I think they're going to be competitive in the SEC in January and February. November, December, there's going to be a bump or two. Hopefully, not on Saturday.
Yeah, it's night and day from last year. Like last year, you go 15-0, and you had a first-round pick coming off the bench. So it's just a lot of different times from kind of what you're used to, even with the schedule that you're going to see. And anytime you're almost up by 4 points against the Kangaroo Show, I can't even, what was the city?
Kangaroo song.
Yeah, so that's who you were playing last time, and you just really couldn't play the defense you needed to play. So I think there's another opportunity to go out there and kind of get to your brand of basketball. And I think especially if teams are going to sit in zones, the best way you counter that is get some fast break opportunities, get some runouts, play some great defense, rebound the ball, run the floor. You got guys that can do that anytime Juice Hill's running the show and Adam Miller's knocking down perimeter shots. I think you can get that done. So, yeah, let's try to just upgrade that brand of defense. I think the offense will score points, but I think the defense is going to be a little more locked down.
Plenty of tickets available. 5 o'clock tip-off in the PMAC tomorrow. So LSU and Arkansas ought to finish things up around 2:30. I'll be doing Daddy Daycare after the post-game show, so I got to get back to the house. I'll have on Ole Miss and Alabama and then get ready for the night games, but I'll certainly have LSU and Arkansas State on. And we'll see. I think we can find some time to talk about them on Monday. It's a pretty busy show on Mondays, but I'd like to continue to talk a little bit about the basketball, but wanted to squeeze it in towards the back half of this segment right here. Again, tip-off 5 o'clock tomorrow in the PMAC, LSU and Arkansas State. The next home game following that will be next Thursday against New Orleans at a 7 o'clock tip-off in the Maravich Center before the Tigers head to the Cayman Islands for Thanksgiving week. They'll play Illinois State, and then we'll see Akron, Western Kentucky. There's a couple of options when they get down there, but it'll be the Cayman Islands Classic on Thanksgiving week for the Tigers. So that's hour number 1, presented by Angel Oak Home Loans and our guy Ryan Schimpf. If you're looking to buy or refinance your home, Angel Oak Home Loans is your spot. Go to ryanschimpf.com or angeloakhomeloans.com. Tough loan, self-employed investor having a little bit of trouble. Ryan Schimpf is your guy. Appreciate him bringing you the opening hour each and every Friday here on Hunt and Hill. If you missed it, you can catch it on demand, 1045ESPN.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on YouTube as well. If you're on YouTube right now, we see you hanging out in the Bayou Ford chat. Throw us a like. We would really appreciate that. Helps to get our content in front of some more eyeballs, so we'd appreciate it if you throw us a like. We opened up the first 30 minutes talking LSU and Arkansas. My concerns, my confidence level. Jeremy threw some analysis in there as well, getting you ready for the Tigers and the Hogs. We've been through our NFL tiers as we do each Friday at 1:30. Still a lot to get to in the second hour. We'll play some Take It or Leave It at 2:30. Our final pick is coming up at 2:45. We'll see how that goes at the end of the show. And, of course, after Sports Center, we will come back with our SEC gambling picks. We got to get off the schneid. I was 1-5 last week. Come back with us after Sports Center. Our final hour of the week, Hunt and Hill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Will Bills quarterback Josh Allen be on the field against the Vikings Sunday? That remains to be seen. Coach Sean McDermott said today a decision on whether Allen plays is an hour-to-hour situation and expects it'll come down to game time Sunday. If Allen does not play, Case Keenum starts, and that would change things dramatically for Buffalo, notes Canty and Carlin co-host Chris Canty.
This guy accounts for 84% of their yards, Carlin.
Wow.
84. If this Bills team can't use the formula that they've used to have success, which means your quarterback being able to lead one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL, then not only is it going to hurt in terms of your offensive output and your point total, but it's going to hurt your defense in terms of what the game plan looks like.
Chris Canty on Greeny. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Nets guard Kyrie Irving may not be in position to return from his suspension in the next 2 games. The Nets suspended Irving a minimum of 5 games after failing to initially apologize for tweeting a link to a film containing anti-Semitic material. The NBA PA says there is optimism, though, for a resolution on all matters very soon.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
1, 2, 3.
Hunt and Hill. Tom Palmer, Jeremy Hill, holding down the middle of the day. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, it's Hunt and Hill. Now on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Football Friday. Hunt and Hill here from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. 1 more hour. So we are getting on down the road, and another weekend is upon us. Hope your Friday is getting along quite nicely. It's going to be a chilly one in Louisiana this weekend. If you're firing up the gumbo like I am on Sunday, maybe you're doing it on Saturday, enjoy. Should be an awesome football weekend. Hopefully by the end of Saturday, or actually Saturday afternoon, the Tigers are headed to Atlanta. Talk a little bit more about the Tigers and the Hogs coming up in 15 minutes, but it's the start of hour 2. It means it's time for our gambling selections, Southeastern Conference style. I've got some disappointing news for everyone involved. We both stink right now.
Oh, yeah. Bad time.
In my last 3 weeks, I am 4-10. I've slipped below 500 for the first time all season. You've been below 500 for 3 weeks now. But we're tied. 30, 34, and 1. Just means we got to have a huge week. We'll alternate going first and second so nobody can fade here. We'll start with the Missouri and Tennessee game. Tennessee is laying 20.5 in Knoxville. I will start here. Look, Tennessee got dominated in the first half against Georgia. There's no doubt about it. But they missed some shot plays that they've been hitting. We talked about it all week, and I think that there's a better chance that they will hit it than not. Missouri has been pretty good on defense. I don't think they're good enough on defense to stop this. And Missouri can't score. If you're going to – you got to beat Tennessee one of two ways. You've got to beat Georgia on defense and stymie them, which very few teams, if any, can do. Or you got to try to outscore them by picking on a secondary that's been susceptible to the pass all season long. Missouri can't do that. I'm going to lay the points, 20.5 with Tennessee. I know the last time we saw Tennessee, it didn't look so good. I think it'll look pretty good this time. So I'm going to lay the points.
Jeez, man.
We got a lot of games.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is a tricky one because Drinkwitz, they just got the extension, the fist bump right to an extension. So I'm going to take Tennessee as well. I think I just don't trust that offense. And I know, anytime you come off a tough loss like that, I saw Hendon getting the whole offense together, trying to rally the troops. I think they're going to come out at home ready for business. Not much left on the schedule, so they're going to have to impress and blow all these teams out to kind of sneak in. They can't have a sleepy game. And they know if they lose one of these games, it's totally over for them. So I think they got a better chance in Georgia, really. Not chance, but like an easier path now than Georgia because now they just have to beat, South Carolina, Missouri, and the doors. Like, win those out and you're good to go. So, yeah, I got Tennessee as well.
Yeah, and that likely gets them in, but it may not, as we talked about on Wednesday, so we shall see. All right, I'll let you go first here. It doesn't matter what I do because I'm going to lose this game 100% guaranteed. Vanderbilt is at Kentucky. Yeah. The line is 18. I have not won a Vanderbilt game since the Reagan administration, so that's where we are on this. I got no chance on betting on the doors. You can take your swing at it, whatever.
I'm just going to stick to my convention wisdom. I've tried unconventional. I've tried conventional. I'm under 500. Absolutely terrible. People have just been riding the hilly wave, trying to make some money. Probably be a little behind right now. But, hey, we still got some hope. We still got some chance here. But I will not ever bet the doors. They could have put this thing at 25. I still wouldn't take it. Give me the number 3 overall guy on the PFF big board, on Mel Kiper's big board, the Mayo and Coffee guy. Give me Levis. I'll take the points, I guess. I'll lay the points.
You will lay the points. I've already got my picks on the page. I just haven't told Jeremy, so I'm letting him go first. Here's my thinking. I think Vanderbilt's maximum point total in this game is 14. Kentucky's defense is still functional. When they play bad teams, they have done a pretty good job against them. Vandy certainly qualifies as that. So all I need Kentucky to do is score 32 points. If they can score 32 points, I can cover. I'm going to see if they can do that. I'm going to take Kentucky. I lose every Vanderbilt game, so congratulations. You have also, because you're on my side, lost this game before it even begins. All right, Bama at Ole Miss. I will go first. Everybody's on Ole Miss here. It's in Vaught-Hemingway. What does Bama have to play for? We gave the great stat last week from their Bama game notes. They have played 3 games that did not involve national title implications since 2007. Now, I guess you could try to make the argument that there are still national title implications if they went out and LSU loses 2 more games, but probably not. So there's a lot of reason to think that they won't be very good. And they won't play well, and they won't play hard because they're Bama, and they don't care about this anymore. They still got Bryce Young, and he's really good. And I don't know that Ole Miss's defense is awesome. Bama still got a bunch of 5 stars running all over the place. I'll lay the 12. I'm fine with it. Give me Bama.
Yeah, I guess I have to go with the Rebs now. Yeah, I'll fade Hunt Palmer for this one. Give me the Rebs. They're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to run the clock out. You saw LSU have a lot more success than people thought going into that game with their run game. Love our guys. Love Josh. I love Emory. Judkins is a different cat. That's a different boy right there. And
he's good.
Yeah, he's and I know Lane's going to get creative. And I think, obviously, Dart's going to be put in some positions to have to make some passes in this game. I know Lane's going to probably, you never know, he might get a fake field goal, he might get a fake punt. They're definitely going to go for it anytime there.
That's more of it. It's like, okay, last year in Tuscaloosa, you missed 3 4th downs in the first half. And gave Bama short fields with Bryce Young playing quarterback. Not a great idea. I know what the analytics say. I know what the chart says. But, man, can you just pump the brakes a little bit on your own 32?
Yeah, and I feel more great about the under because something tells me Gibbs may rush for 200 yards in this game. Yeah. And I know Ole Miss is going to be running the ball too, so I'll feel great about the under. But it's a lot of points. And then Bama on the road just hasn't been what we've seen them on the road. So you're giving me all those points. I'll take the points. Give me Ole Miss.
That's the point from Monday. Like, this is no longer like, oh, it happened a couple times. Like, this is every time they take the road for the last 2 years, it's been a dogfight. Even when they got up big on Arkansas, they let them all the way back in the game. It's just been the case. Now I realize your quarterback goes out, things happen, but it's almost every time they go out there. So we split on that one. South Carolina is at Florida. Florida laying 8 points in the Swamp.
8 points in the Swamp. That's a lot. I'll lay the points. I just don't trust that South Carolina offense. And, even last week against Texas A&M, they still gave up 20-plus points to that bad team. No weapons, no real players out there. But Richardson at home, I think it's going to be very difficult for the South Carolina defense to slow them down. Missouri put up 30-plus on them. Yeah. And I'm going to push Napier this week. So give me the Gators. I'm not going to Gator chomp or anything like that, but I'll take Richardson and the crew, and I'll lay the points.
Look, very quietly, over their last 7 games, not an insignificant sample size, 7 games, Florida scoring 34 points per game. Mm-hmm. That includes a couple of patsies. South Florida's not good, but it's against Tennessee. Eastern Washington's no good, but Missouri's playing decent defense. LSU's got some guys on defense. Georgia's a great defense. A&M's defense is not great, but I think it's comparable to South Carolina's. 34 points per game? I don't think South Carolina can keep up. I don't like South Carolina's offense at all, and it's on the road, and I think Florida still cares, so I'm with you. I'm going to lay the 8 points there with the Gators. Georgia at Mississippi State, battle of the Bulldogs in Starkville. You know how I feel about Mississippi State against Alabama.
Yeah.
They got too many guys, and this is too easy for them to just tackle in front of you, and they'll get after you, and they can win every once in a while with 3 guys rushing. There's a lot of people in Mississippi State this week. Letdown spot for Georgia, coming off a huge win, 16 points. You got to stay within 2 touchdowns. I ain't feeling it. Give me the dogs, the real dogs, not the clanger.
Look, Georgia's had some sleepy spots this year.
They have. And, Missouri certainly counts.
Yeah, and they're on the road. A lot of emotions going into last week. They felt disrespected. How could we not be the number 1 team in the country? You're calling my quarterback 50 times before the game. I'll take the dogs as well, though. So I cannot not trust in this air raid against, a Saban disciple and Kirby. If Nick's going to figure out the air raid and Kirby's trotting out their number 1 overall picks on that defensive line and that secondary that's playing lights out, I don't know how Rodgers does it, even though I would love it. Pirate, you're welcome back to come to the Bayou for chat whenever. If the dogs win this game, I would love you guys forever. It'd be amazing, but I'm taking the dogs here.
All right, last one, and we've only split on 1 game thus far. I know we're going to split on this one. A&M, or no, we're not going to split on this one. Sorry. Wait, we are going to split on this one. A&M is at Auburn, a night game on the Plains. Auburn is a 1.5-point favorite over Texas A&M.
They almost pick them.
1.5. You go first. My pick's already made. So.
You know what I'm doing.
I do know what you're doing.
The Cadillac show. You got Bigsby. We got Hunter. You got Asher just lighting the world on fire. It's the Plains.
You got 100 losses in a row.
Yeah, but look, you're playing. Look, it's kind of like we got spoiled milk from like 2 weeks ago, and then we got spoiled cheese from a month ago. Like, which one tastes better? Just got to pick which either one. That's what you're going to be watching here on Saturday. But I'm going to be tuned into this. I'll have my feet set up, some popcorn ready to go, nice brew in my hand. It's going to be some glorious football. But give me the Auburn Tigers. Give me the fighting Cam Newton, the fighting Bo Jackson. Bo knows. Let's go, Auburn. Big time win. Cadillac run the show. We're back between the Plains. Let's get some rhythm going into the offseason. I got the Tigers, man, or the Eagles. I don't know what they are these days.
I called this last week and it hit. And so I'll look for the number once again here because I had the over on, well, I didn't bet it, but I told you the over on A&M in Florida because A&M is fairly functional on offense and atrocious on defense thus far. And Auburn is the exact same way. The over-under in this game is 48.5. That ain't enough. One of these teams is going to score 40. So I would, the over is the play in this game. Auburn is giving up 42.5 points per game in their last 4 games. But A&M can't stop the run, and that's all Auburn wants to do. So if you give me A&M with Wigman and Devon Achane and Evan Stewart, they got some playmakers. Auburn's got Tank Bigsby, and they got Hunter and Ashford's running around. TJ Finley's like MIA, apparently, not even with the team anymore. But these teams are going to score a lot of points. I think A&M will score more than Auburn and win the football game. But I do think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a very entertaining one. And we talked about this early in the week. I do think it's going to be an incredible crowd at Auburn. They adore Cadillac Williams, and it would be kind of akin to Kevin Falk, like being the interim coach at LSU. They want good things for him. It's a tight-knit group, that fan base, and I think they're going to turn out. Should be an electric environment for 2 teams that have lost 100 games in a row. So for me, when you set up the menu of TV watching, if it all goes to plan, you get LSU in the morning against Arkansas. You got to take care of your business. Then you got Bama and Ole Miss where you can win the West. And at that point, if it hits and you those two games go correctly, you can kick your feet up and laugh at these two rivals who stink at football and are going to be battling it out in Jordan-Hare. That's a great night. That's a great day of football watching, if you don't ask me.
Oh, no, that's an amazing day. And I think it starts with our Tigers. If our Tigers, they're going to pull it off. Sorry, I said the Auburn game was unjinxable, went down 17. I'm not going to go there this week. The little Hawk Stewie or whatever they say over there. But, it sets up for a great day. And I think ending the night with the Aggies not making a bowl, like they'd be out of bowl game contention here. That would just be beautiful TV and just a
I'll
amazing.
be pulling for Auburn, but I'm taking A&M. Maybe an emotional hedge on me. So Tennessee is a 20.5-point favorite over Missouri. We both have Tennessee. Kentucky is an 18-point favorite over Vanderbilt. We both have Kentucky. Bama and Ole Miss. The Rebs are catching 13. I'm on Bama laying the points. Jeremy is getting the points with the Rebels. Florida, an 8-point favorite over South Carolina. We both like Florida to cover. Georgia laying 16 in Davis-Wade in Starkville. We both have Georgia. And A&M and Auburn, it's a 1.5-point choice for the Auburn Tigers. Jeremy is on Auburn laying the 1.5. I will take the 1.5 with the Aggies. That's our SEC picks. Once again, we are both under 500 for the season, so hopefully we can get that in gear. We'll come back, talk a little more LSU and Arkansas, maybe a little Saints Steelers as well. It's Hunt and Hill.
Hunt Palmer and Jeremy Hill. It's Hunt and Hill.
Reliable Roofing and Construction, ReliableRoofingBR.com.
Yeah, so I've been telling you guys about Reliable Roofing, a family-run, owned, and operated residential roofing company. They've been in business since 2008 with over 30 years of roofing experience.
Shout out to Lionel Hayes and his company over there at Reliable Roofing and Construction. They've done some great NIL partnerships with some high school athletes in the area, all part of Lionel Hayes being from Baton Rouge, being raised in Baton Rouge, starting his company in Baton Rouge, and being of service to the Baton Rouge community. If you're in need for a roof inspection, a roof replacement, or a roof repair, Reliable Roofing and Construction can be your first call. You're going to get an incredible amount of options with the amount of shingles that they've got, all of the highest quality. And when that job is done, a 5-year labor warranty will be right there with it. 5 years. As good as you're going to find in this market. Check out the website, ReliableRoofingBR.com. Got a great number of pictures there of all their great work. You can go to the Instagram page if that's more your speed, at Reliable Roofing LLC. It's where you can find it there. The website, once again, ReliableRoofingBR.com.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
As a community bank, B1 Bank invests in relationships with the people and businesses we proudly represent. Our B1 bankers are here to help simplify the complicated, understand your needs, and make managing your finances easier. At B1 Bank, we offer an array of solutions to help simplify your transaction needs. B1 Bank, one highly personal banking experience. Visit us online at b1bank.com for more information.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
First round of the Prep Football Playoffs, and we get started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview, presented by the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Then join us at 10 p.m. for the Lake Urgent Care Total Occupational Medicine Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, Your View, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back here on a Football Friday, it is Hunt and Hill. Appreciate you hanging out with us as we get you ready for LSU and Arkansas. I want to remind you that 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, excited to see pro hockey coming back to the Raising Cane's River Center this winter. Tickets start at just $10 for the games. You can find them at Ticketmaster.com and the Raising Cane's River Center box office. Keep listening for your chance to win some from us. Sign up to win at 104.5 ESPN.com. A couple things that we have not touched on all week with this Arkansas Razorbacks football team. One, we talked about Rocket Sanders. We understand that he's a really good player. They do have a change of pace back in A.J. Green, who is very much in the mold of like a Michael Ford style that was just there. He's a speed. I mean, he's just got a ton of speed. Rocket Sanders is a big physical back, 6'2", 225 pounds or so. And Green's a little smaller, a little shiftier. He'll catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a guy that if the depth gets worn down and Rocket Sanders keeps pounding you, keeps hammering you, and all of a sudden they get the ball out to Green on the edge, it can be a bit of an issue. So he's a guy that jumped off to me a little bit on tape.
Yeah, it's he's not Rocket, obviously.
No.
He's going for 4.3 carry, but he's a change of pace guy, and I think you're going to try to, obviously feed Rocket first, and that's going to be their first option. And then they're going to mix that curveball in there, and I think, like you said, that's A.J. Green. If you don't really pay attention to him, he runs a well route out of the backfield. He can catch it and do some damage. He's gone for 22 yards of reception, but he's only got 2 catches on the year. So I think that's a guy where you're LSU, you're probably not changing the whole game plan around, but when he's in the game, it's a guy they're going to try to slip and try to get some crafty stuff too, so you got to still pay attention to him.
Their tight end, Trey Knox, leads them in touchdown catches. He's got 5 on the year, 6'5", 245. He was a wide receiver. He is eating his way to the tight end spot. I don't know what Trey's doing. He's lifting weights. He looks good. He's making some catches, but he's bigger than he was when he was a wide receiver. Yeah. So that's certainly a guy to pay attention to on the play-action pass as well. Big thing here that we haven't talked about all week, Arkansas's field goal kicker, Cam Little, is the most accurate kicker in the history of Arkansas football. So that's certainly something to be aware of. 50-yarders, he was good with a 50-yarder at Mississippi State, and he can line up and make them from deep. So LSU's had their issues on special teams. Hopefully those are in the rearview mirror. But Arkansas seems to have a good kicker, which should matter a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's only missed 2 kicks all year, hasn't missed an extra point, and I think in this weather it kind of gives you a little concern for both kicking games, but I think obviously you've been kicking in that weather all week, so he shouldn't really have too much trouble unless the wind gets very involved. But, yeah, I think anytime you got a kicker you can depend on, it's the facet of the game. If it's going down to the wire, you trust that guy to go out there and, possibly make a big one. I just hope it gets blocked or it goes wide, right, or left.
I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope we win 48-10 and Cam Little freezes on the sideline. So that's what I hope happens. Interestingly enough, I was talking to Jake Flint, LSU's director of athletic performance and development. He's the strength coach to kind of dumb that down a little bit. He's in my pregame interview for the pregame show, and I was talking to him this morning. He honestly did not know what we needed to do to win the West. Like, that's how singularly focused some of those guys in there are. It's do your job, do it the best of your ability. But one of the things that I talked to him about was how ready he thought the team would be. He sees these guys every single day, some of them early in the morning for lifts, and he's out there at practice, and He said, look, I mean, yeah, it's going to be early, and we didn't play great at 11 o'clock when it was an early game, but these guys get up early every morning to come lift. Like, it's not totally out of their normal routine to get up early and get ready to do something. So, yeah, they didn't play great against Tennessee. They had a terrible start against Tennessee. I don't think Jack muffed a kickoff because he didn't want to wake up at 5:30. Just some thoughts.
Yeah, no, not the same at all. And Coach Kelly's changed the whole dynamic of it. I think that's why I was so upset back in 2012. Just so not used to the 5 o'clock wake ups, 4:30 wake ups, rolling out of bed, everyone yelling at you, the strength and conditioning staff trying to wake everyone up. We were just a little pushed back, more like 8:30, 9 o'clock type of guys most of the season. But I think for this team, it's just night and day. Coach Kelly has this thing very well planned out. He knows what he's doing in college football, and he's been waking this team up early all season long. And the way they've been playing these last 3 weeks, it's going to be mind-blowing if I don't see this team locked in, ready to go. So I don't think that's going to be a big deal.
I get every ingredient for the trap game. I just don't know if I'm totally buying that they're going to come out there and not be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to believe. It's not hard for me to imagine LSU coming out and getting beat by a team with a good running back and a functional quarterback that has a playmaker on the edge on defense and some pretty good coordinators on the road. It's not that hard for me to come up with that scenario. It's hard for me to envision a scenario in which LSU shows up in Fayetteville and just gets out-hustled, outplayed because they're not ready to go. That's hard for me to get to.
Yeah, and I think just look at the last 3 teams where we're talking about just how well they've been playing. Just these last 2 games, like look at the offense over these last 2 games. Ole Miss, one of the best rushing attacks in the country. Obviously, like you just said, with this Florida game, they've been scoring 30-plus and week after week after week, and we all kind of know what Bryce Young represents. And so I think naming all those 3 teams, this Arkansas offense isn't those teams at all. And so to think that you're going to play that well, find a way to win against those teams, and then somehow play this Arkansas team with a quarterback that's really banged up, not many weapons on the outside, like no receiver on their team has a chance of getting 1,000 yards, not even close to it. So I have to agree with you there. I just don't see, like, even looking at the talent and then just looking at this team who's been so laser focused and locked in, fixing all the special teams woes and the offense woes and the defense is playing lights out. I don't see that avenue where they just totally forget how to play football. They go back to dropping punts and just go back to kind of what we've seen. I think that just beats. I would be mind blown.
This is a little bit of hyperbole. I mentioned that out front to let you know that I'm not being literal here. But basically, LSU needs 6 guys to show up. Mm-hmm. If Ali Gay, B.J. Ojolari, Mekhi Wingo, Jaquelin Roy, Harold Perkins, and Micah Baskerville show up to play football, Jaden Daniels, I'll toss him in there. 7 guys. If 7 guys show up, LSU wins the game.
Yeah. No, this is definitely one of those games where your big-time players step up and play big. Like, your guys, they can carry some of these guys because it's offensive line for Arkansas is really struggling. So if the defensive linemen, like you said, show up, they're not going to be able to have time to throw the ball down the field. They're not going to be able to execute. They're not going to be able to get their run going. If JD5 just plays not even better than he has, he doesn't have to do anything more than we've already seen from this year. Just play that brand of football. You'll be fine. The Liberty quarterback can light you up. The BYU, I don't even know the BYU quarterback's name. Like, he's just
matter.
Pitching and catching. I don't even know what was going on in that game. Like, just play BU, JD5, and I think you'll be A-okay. You'll find a way to win this football game.
You know who's just out of first place?
Of what conference?
The New Orleans Saints are just out of first place. We'll briefly talk about the Saints and Steelers here. Saints heading up to Pittsburgh. It's probably going to be cold. If it's going to be cold in Fayetteville, I'm imagining it's going to be pretty cold in Pittsburgh. Look, you got Kenny Pickett out there. In the last 2 games, he's been sacked 8 times and thrown 4 picks. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
This isn't Lamar Jackson. This is not Lamar Jackson. You get a huge step down in quarterback play this week, and I think that's something that the Saints, defense desperately needs, especially if Lattimore's not going to be out there. This is a quarterback who I think is not going to light you on fire. He just lost one of his weapons in Claypool. This, to me, is a game where they haven't been able to get Najee Harris going all year. Like, if this offense goes out there and scores anything over 24 points, I'll be absolutely shocked. I think that'd be a huge thing against this Saints defense where you're struggling against a rookie quarterback with a team that just has not played well all season long.
How many teams in the NFL would you say are definitely worse than the Steelers?
Ooh.
Houston?
I would go Houston and Jacksonville.
Do you think Jacksonville's definitely worse than Pittsburgh?
Just because of the coach. I think if they played against each other, I would have to favor. I mean, it's Ducky P, but I think I would have to favor Pittsburgh, but It's not much.
It's not many.
It's not much. Yeah, maybe the Panthers. Panthers just won a game last night.
Panthers won last night.
Yeah, so not much, man. It's not much. But the Packers, maybe. The Packers stink.
Jeez. Look, there's a bunch of stats about Mike Tomlin coming off the bye. He's 11-4, 5 straight wins. All this is Roethlisberger and far better teams than this. I don't see the Steelers trading away their best playmaker in the middle of many seasons, which is what they did this year because they know they're not very good. New Orleans is a 2-point favorite. They got to win this game. I will give it. I've spent probably over the course talking about it and researching LSU Arkansas 6 hours, 7 hours this week. Saints Steelers 45 minutes. I mean, I don't have a ton of juice for the Hoodats going up to play a 2-6 Steelers team. T-Bob said it this morning. We can talk ourselves into, well, they're half game out, and if they win, they're right there tied for first. Like, the Saints aren't good enough. They're not going to win the division. They're not going to the playoffs. If they prove me wrong, great. LSU's proved me wrong every week this year. So it's not like it would be the first time, but I've just about given up on this team because the Raiders game is the outlier at this point.
Yeah, and that's what I asked Sharif. It's like, is that game the outlier? Because it just seems like this offense has just struggled, or this turnover, not scoring enough points when he had to. It's been bad. And I think a lot of Saints fans were, well, we're going to get Mike Thomas back. We're going to get this guy back. We're going to get – you're probably not. Like, it's what it is with this Saints team, and they just have not been playing well. But I think if you lose this game to the Steelers, expect some brown paper bags in the Superdome to finish this season, which it's been a long time since we've seen that. And I think that's just be a bad sign for Saints fans.
It'd be cheap tickets, though, if you're into that kind of thing. Saints and Steelers coming up at noon on Fox on Sunday. Come back, play some Take It or Leave It, our final pick coming up in about 25 minutes. It's Hunt and Hill.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge with Hunt and Hill.
Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with promo code 1045 ESPN.
Yeah, that promo code is 1045 ESPN. They got all your favorite bets, money line, point spreads, player props, and with live betting, you get updated odds on the games that have already started. They update right there on your phone. If you see a trend you like, something you see that you notice, go ahead, lock in that live bet. Best part, when you win, you get paid fast. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Sign up today with the promo code 1045ESPN for your no-sweat first bet. That's promo code 1045ESPN. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and present in Louisiana. First online real money wager only. Refund issues no withdrawable free bet. Expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you're somebody who has a gambling problem, help, 1-877-770-STOP.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit. We get it done with passion for our fans and love for our community. We are the Tigers. Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jdacody.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law.
NFL is back. Our coverage starts Sunday at 10 a.m. with Magnolia Bluffs Football Sunday with Jimmy Ott, immediately followed by the Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings at noon, right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Our final picks for the week, Saints and Steelers and Tigers Razorbacks, coming up in 15 minutes from right now. But we do it every single day, usually about 10 minutes later this, but it's take it or leave it.
Alrighty here. Pro Football Focus, they ranked the top 100 prospects for this upcoming NFL draft, and LSU's B.J. Ojulari took the number 29 spot on the list, with them saying he has a full toolbox to attack the opposing QB. Are you taking or leaving B.J. Ojulari, first round pick next year?
I'll take it. He plays the right position. I'll tell you that. You got to affect the passer in that league, and he's certainly done it. He's had a great year. I think the number 18 helps you out in that regard. I think Damone benefited from that, and I think some other players have as well. BT, my guy on the pregame show, that's a feather in your cap because it means you're a leader on your team. So I think he's had an awesome year. I hope he has an awesome day tomorrow. And yeah, I'd hope he goes in the first round. That'd be a great story. Cooper Posey of SI wrote an article on 5 reasons Auburn will beat Texas A&M on Saturday. 2 of the most important said the Aggie defense gives up some big plays, and Auburn has a stout run defense. Aggies not making a bowl game. Take it or leave it.
How many times can you spam? I'll take it, Casey. I just need a bunch of it. I just need a.
You're about to get another.
Yeah, because I would love it. Like I was thinking, let's get some drama build up. Maybe they're sitting right at that number where if they don't beat LSU, they don't. No, I just want them done. I want them out of it. I don't want them playing for anything the last week of the season. All this preseason hype. Jimbo, I know where the dead bodies are hidden. Where are the dead bodies now? Huh? Are they going to save you now? No, y'all stink, and I hope you lose to Auburn. The flames erupt. Everyone storms the field. Storm the field for the number 6 ranked team in the preseason. Let's go, Auburn Tigers.
Let me double down on this. Texas A&M's baseball team last year. Did they win the Southeastern Conference? They did not. Did they win the SEC tournament? They did not. Did they make the College World Series final? They did not. Did they win the College World Series? They did not. But yesterday, they got rings. They got rings. I'll read the tweet to you, Jeremy. It says SEC West champions, College World Series semifinalists, and then it finishes with legends in Aggie Land. Legends.
Look, I
take it or leave it. Rings for getting 4th place.
I'll throw it in the ocean. How about that? I said this is the type of program that will hang a banner for the number 1 recruiting class, and they just give me everything that I want. Where's the banner? The banner's going up soon.
We got rings
for this football program. It's right on the mantle. Look, we couldn't do anything on the field. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is what A&M's like. I'm sorry, Lucci. Like, I kind of feel bad for you now. It's just low hanging fruit, like picking on you guys. Like, me and Hester's right. You got to admit it. They're little brother. Like, you have to admit it now. They are little brother.
Wait, maybe. Oh, did I get got on Twitter?
It has to be a troll. No, that's confirmed.
No, it's real. It's real. 120,000 account. Yeah, that's real. That's the real count. They got this. That's a real thing.
Oh my God. Okay. Hang the banner, Jimbo. Number 1 recruiting class. There you go. All right, here. Left tackle for the Atlanta Falcons, Jake Matthews, was tasked with a difficult decision yesterday. After the birth of his first child, he had to decide, go to the football game or stay at the hospital with his wife. He decided to play in last night's Thursday night football game. Are you taking or leaving wifey at the hospital was the right move to play some ball? Wifey's listening.
She's definitely not. I mean, you can't really do anything. I'm going to go ahead and take it. The doctors are doing everything. They're coming in every 2 hours. The baby already came. I mean, like, he's just, the baby sleeps the whole time. Then you wake it up and the mom feeds and you sit there and read a book or something. Go play in the NFL. She's not listening. So, I definitely would not leave though. Want that on the record? I would definitely not leave. But Jake Matthews, you can leave.
Aggie, of course the Aggie leaves.
After a win against the Falcons last night on Thursday Night Football, Baker Mayfield decided to violently headbutt almost all of his teammates without his helmet on. Baker Mayfield, concussion protocol. Take it or leave it.
Oh, I'm taking that like Baker. I know you're getting some. That's what it was. Baker was getting some reps with the D-line midweek, getting after the offensive line. And maybe he decided, maybe he's going to be a defensive lineman. So let's get the concussion protocol up. Let's get some CTE in the brain. And let's go headbutt everyone without a helmet on. Baker, what are we doing? I know you're not playing quarterback, but let's relax on the headbutting. It's probably not a great idea. And sad team for Baker. I thought he'd have a big time year this year, and things just put the XFL guy in there. So who knows?
I'm still on the A&M college baseball rings. I
wonder what Jay Johnson thinks about that. I got to ask him that behind the scenes.
The fact that look, it's Twitter. It's some college intern or something that's doing it. But legends in Aggie land for what?
Legend.
What do you mean legends? I can't name 3 guys off that team.
My God.
They didn't even make the final.
Anyone even care about A&M baseball in College Station? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, they blow bubbles at Bluebell Park. They have the bubble machines.
Bubbles, okay.
They blow the bubbles. I'll tell you what about Bluebell Park.
God.
Bluebell Park has a lot of Bluebell ice cream in the press box. I've covered a series there. It's an excellent feature.
Okay, so get some ice cream for the baseball team then. I'd much rather that than you guys get a stinking ring that you're going to show your grandkids. We were legends back in Aggie land.
They did not win the SEC. They didn't win the SEC tournament. They didn't win their bracket in Omaha, and they didn't win the College World Series. They didn't win anything. They won the West.
I'll be even more impressed if they just said we had a pulse.
I would love a private moment with Nolan Kane to discuss that. This guy comes from a program that wins championships. He won a championship in Baton Rouge as a pitcher on the 2009 team. He's lived his entire college baseball career outside of 1 year with the Intimidator on there with national championships. And now he's getting a ring for losing his bracket.
It's bad, man.
I got to think Nolan thinks twice.
I just was talking to my boy James Wright about this. He was like, bro, I haven't seen my SEC championship ring in 10 years. I don't even know where it is. It's probably at my mom's basement somewhere in the garage, stuffed away in a shelf. I don't care about that stupid thing. And to hear they have legends rings for having a pulse last year.
Yeah, they're legends.
Oh, my goodness.
Warren Morris status.
I just love A&M. Y'all just give me so much content, so much joy just to laugh at you time and time again. It's just pathetic, honestly. It's absolutely pathetic is what's going on.
I just got a text. My wife's not listening, but my aunt is listening.
Oh, I knew it. Let's go.
So that might get back. We'll see. Stay tuned. My decision to go play football.
Hunt Palmer's sleeping outside tonight. Take it or leave it.
I didn't go anywhere. The only place I went after Myers was born was Whataburger because Alyssa wanted some Whataburger. I was there to help. I was supportive. Nobody asked me to go play left tackle for millions of dollars.
Let's see if you're sleeping outside. You won't be watching any football this weekend.
We got to talk about this. We don't need to be relaying this information anywhere. We need to keep that between us. All right, we'll leave that. We'll leave that right there where it lay. All right, want to remind you that professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all of your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studio podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com. Dropbiscuit.com is where you can browse our growing library. You can subscribe, like I said, to For the People, Pops, Fame, You Talking to Me, Well Stated, or whatever Southern flavored audio biscuit you may fancy. That is dropbiscuit.com. All right, we've done just about all we can do here on a Football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill. I will give you our schedule for tomorrow one more time before we come back and do our final picks. By now, you probably know 5 hours to kickoff, no longer for the pregame show because kickoff's at 11. So 4 hours before kickoff, 7 a.m., Charles Hannigraf and Matt Musso, Eagle 98.1 game day from Rouse's, Lee, and Burbank. They will be there in the morning. You need to stop by and get all your tailgating, home gating gear for the 11 o'clock kickoff. They will have you covered from 7 to 9 from Rouse's on Eagle 98.1 game day. They'll toss it to the LSU Sports Radio Network. That is us. Me and Brandon Taylor, Marlon Favorite, will get you through 90 minutes of LSU game day. And we will lead you up to 30 minutes to kick off. 10:30, we'll give you the broadcast team up there in Fayetteville. That is, of course, Gordy Rush, Doug Morrow, and the voice of the Tigers, Chris Blair. They will give you the call of the game 30 minutes after it goes final. Fighting Tiger post-game report, myself, Marlon Taylor, Marlon Taylor, that happens all the time. Marlon Favorite, Brandon Taylor. Marlon Taylor played basketball. Those two guys are my co-hosts. We'll be with you for an hour and 90 minutes after it goes final. Eagle 98.1 game day with Charles Hannegriff and Jeremy Hill for 3 hours from right here in the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. So that's your schedule for tomorrow. 7 a.m. we fired up, and we'll go to about 7 p.m. or so. Should be a fun day of watching football. All right, let's come back and do our final picks. It's Hunt and Hill.
This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford. Check out the inventory at BayouFord.com. Always tell you about that service department at Bayou Ford. Servicing your car, not a lot of fun, not something you want to do, but we invest a lot of money in our cars. Got to keep those things up and running, and Bayou Ford makes it as convenient as possible. You don't have to drive to the dealership, sit in the waiting room, wait for them to find the part, wait for your turn, sit there and watch the Maury Povich show or whatever's on. You don't have to do all that. They'll come with one of their drivers, drop a loaner off to your home. They will take your car to the service center. They will do the necessary service to your vehicle. You go on about your day, get to the office, get the kids to school, wherever you may be. When your car's done, they will bring it right back to you, take the loaner back to Laplace, and you are off and running. You never miss a beat over at Bayou Ford.
Yeah, head over to BayouFord.com. They've got a new special tab that updates daily. It's complete with a photo of the vehicle, the savings you could score, as well as a video profiling all of its features. Don't see anything you love? That's okay. Keep coming back because those deals will update on the site as Bayou Ford rolls them out. It's all right there at BayouFord.com.
Love telling you about our friends at Bayou Ford. BayouFord is BayouFord.com is the website. Bayou Ford, where they're going to do right by you.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for a Football Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll preview LSU, Arkansas, Saints, Steelers. Phil Steele joins us, the Riot Radio Hours, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You missed any of today's show, or if you ever miss us, you can catch us on demand, 1045ESPN.com's on-demand tab, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. It is all right there. Today, our first 30 minutes, we're on LSU and Arkansas. We went through the NFL slate at 1:30. A little bit of a basketball preview, LSU and Arkansas State tomorrow inside the PMAC at 5 o'clock. That was at the end of hour number one. Our SEC gambling picks at 2 o'clock. Little Saints and LSU talk at 2:15, and of course, take it or leave it at 2:30. Again, you can catch all of that on demand wherever you catch our audio. All right, time to make some picks. Saints and Steelers coming up first.
New Orleans Saints. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Final. Big.
Look, the Steelers are terrible. The Saints have been bad all year. It's been really disappointing to watch. But the Steelers are worse, and they've given up. They traded their best player, their best offensive player. TJ Watt may be back in this game, supposed to be activated. We'll see how healthy he is, how much he can go. The Saints are going to win this game. Dalton will function just fine. They'll get the ball to Kamara. The Steelers will struggle to score. They'll turn the ball over, and the Saints are going to win this game 24-13.
Okay, I'm not mad at that, and it seems like I got the conventional wisdom, picked the Raiders game for the Saints, got that right. I'm going full Moscona here. I'm going to tell you when I was right. And last week, knew Ravens would win. This week, I'm going back to the winning side for the Saints. I got the Saints winning this close game, closer than you probably think, 20-17, especially with Watt back. I think he can get after pressure after what I saw from the Ravens last week, but I just think that offense just can't score enough points, even against the Saints kind of B-team secondary. So, yeah, I got the Saints winning this one 20-17.
Big one for LSU inside D.W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium at 11 o'clock.
It's a battle for the Golden Boot. Arkansas and LSU.
They know that, Arkansas is an SEC opponent that beat them last year. This is about a consistency. If they want to be a consistent program, they'll think the right way about this game.
And the Arkansas Razorbacks.
This is not poor little Arkansas just limping into this game and, they're going to have to just deal with LSU. I don't think that's the case. They're at home. They're going to get their minds back right, and this is a huge opportunity for them to reset their season and reset the trajectory of what Arkansas football is going to be. Oh, yeah, also it's a rivalry game. You play for a trophy.
Now, here's Hunt Palmer and Jeremy Hill's final pick.
All right, Mr. Hill, what do we got?
Alrighty here. My Fighting Tigers of LSU. Who would have thunk it? Controlling your destiny, slaying the dragon last weekend, going for two for all the marbles. But you guys know me. I'm a guy of consistency. I'm a guy that sticks to what I believe in. And so I'm going to cross the fingers early. And I'm going to do the double finger cross. And I'm going to pick against my Tigers for the 4th week in a row. And we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're going to keep this thing riving. I got the Arkansas Razorback, Hog Stewie, Susan, whoever they want to be. Got them winning 24-18. They figure it out. They beat LSU, 11 o'clock. Sleepy environment. Brian Kelly couldn't get the troops ready to play. Yeah, let's cry. Yeah, I got Arkansas winning.
Jeremy's got the Hogs once again. For those of you that are new, we'll catch you up here. For those that have been here every Friday at 2:50, you should understand, but we'll give everybody a refresher course. I am white hot with my picks with LSU. It started on a Sunday in the Superdome with Florida State. I do think that LSU, who I picked to go 7-5, and I'm well aware, is going to take care of business on Sunday night in the Superdome. I do have it as a low-scoring game, though. I've got LSU 20, Florida State 17. No good there. So
happens.
2 weeks later, Mississippi State coming into town. How'd I do on that one?
I think Mississippi State is better than I thought they were going to be as of 3 weeks ago. I'm not as confident in LSU. I think it's going to be a tough one for LSU tomorrow. I got Mississippi State 30, LSU 20 in this game tomorrow. I got a little fired up on the Friday before the Tennessee game.
Oh, this is the best.
We are going to overwhelm this Tennessee offense with crowd noise and a fast defense. We're going to force a turnover. We're going to make some plays in space. Their defense stinks. LSU 28, Tennessee 27. The Tigers are knocking off a top 10 team. Well, then I wasn't feeling so confident, so I clearly was going to pick against them in Florida, right? I've got Florida winning in the swamp 30-20 against LSU. Hopefully I'm dead wrong. It sure was. So got Ole Miss coming in, top 10 Rebs, undefeated. I think LSU's a year away. So we're going to go ahead and take Ole Miss in this one by a final score of 28-24. Okay. How we do with the Alabama game? I'm going to pick Alabama to win this football game. I've got a final score of 35-17.
It's great, man. White hot, white hot.
We got it dialed over here on Hunt and Hill on a Friday. Look, I don't buy the trap game thing. I do think Arkansas has some good players on offense. We'll see what happens at quarterback. KJ Jefferson's a good player. Even limited, he gives you some things. Rocket Sanders can really run the football, and they've made a couple plays with Hazelwood down the field and Knox, a tight end. The offensive line's better than it was last week. Their defense is suspect. Drew Sanders rushes the passer pretty well, but a lot of that damage came early in the season, and their secondary is not very good at all. LSU has a distinct advantage out there. Jaden Daniels comes out here and plays really well. Arkansas is going to have a hard time dealing with him, but I need LSU's front seven to come to play, quite frankly, and stop the run on a chilly day up there in Northwest Arkansas. They tell us earlier this week that it's hunting season now, so it might compromise the crowd a little bit. Early kickoff, but Arkansas doesn't like LSU. They're going to be sky high for this one. I hope LSU is as well. Look, by now you heard all those picks. You heard how I'm doing. LSU's got a chance to win the West on Saturday with a win and an Alabama win. Can't wait to pull for the Tide coming up on Saturday afternoon. But, of course, we got to go Arkansas in this one. Hogs, 31, LSU 7. An absolute rout up there in Fayetteville.
Let's go.
All right.
Keep it
Does
going.
that sound good to you?
That sounds amazing.
That sounds
Let's
good
keep
to
it going.
Jeremy.
Let's
That sounds
keep it
good to
going,
me.
baby. Let's
We're
keep it
nothing
going.
if not consistent here on Hunt and Hill. Look, we got some high school football, Louisiana Prep preview and scoreboard coming out later. Matt's about to drive you home 3 to 6 on After Further Review. Enjoy your football weekend. We are back Monday, hopefully with tickets booked to Atlanta. It is Hunt and Hill.